Get ready for the dictation. Start. Mr. Chairman, sir, at the outset, I have to thank the August House for a very constructive discussion, and from all sides, the suggestions have come in a very healthy and very constructive manner. We have had about 27 speakers because this discussion had been going on earlier also. We had 6 speakers last time and 21 today. The history of the Prevention of Corruption Act is quite long, as was being cited by the honorable members during this discussion, and the history of this amendment bill itself is also not very short enough. As you would recall, the Prevention of Corruption Act was enacted in 1988. It then underwent a ratification by the UN Convention Against Corruption, which was mentioned by one of the honorable members. In 2013, the Prevention of Corruption Act was introduced in Rajya Sabha by the earlier government, and with all the humility, I must appreciate that the thinking behind this was inspired to bring in a paradigm shift in defining offences related to bribery, including active bribery. So that was a new thought which was very effectively pushed forward by the earlier government. However, the amendment bill then got referred to the standing committee. The report came back during the tenure of the earlier government in February 2014. In their wisdom, and rightly so, it was referred to the Law Commission for comments. It came back from there in February 2015, and then the amended form was introduced. In December 2015, it was taken up for consideration and discussion. The discussion went on for about 4 hours. Then it was decided to send it to the select committee. So what I am trying to say is that it has gone through the standing committee, it has gone through the select committee, and it has also gone through the Law Commission scrutiny. The report of the select committee was submitted on 12th August 2016, and again the bill was moved in August 2017. However, it could not be taken up in the last session. Sir, as has been very rightly mentioned in the operating remarks by my honorable colleague, the need for amendment arises when you find that there are some improvements to be made in the law. But we learn from our experience with the passage of time, from the changing context, and this process is an ongoing process. As was being mentioned by one of the honorable members, this may not be the last amendment. A couple of years later, we might find the requirement to bring in some more modifications as suggested by the honorable members, and this process will continue till the society evolves to a level of incorruptibility, because we are still an evolving society, we are still an evolving democracy. 70 years is not a very long life span in the history of a nation. For a mortal, being 70 years seems to be an odd figure. After 70 years, one starts getting all kinds of skeptic thoughts. But in the age of a nation, if you write the history, 70 years will not even occupy the footnote of a chapter of history. So we are still evolving as a nation evolving as a society, evolving as a democracy. Therefore, there will be need to bring in these amendments, as was also being rightly mentioned, till we achieve that level where we do not need a law, we will need amendments, because once you have risen to that level of incorruptibility and that esteem of incorruptibility gets engraved in our souls, then we would not require any law. We would not require even the Prevention of Corruption Act, and therefore there would be no requirement even for amendments. But till we rise to that level, we will have to go through this exercise and this ordeal of going through this prolonged exercise, which has gone in for the last 5 years. Honorable members would recall that soon after this government took over in the year 2014, one of the earliest declarations made by the Honorable Prime Minister was maximum governance, minimum government. When we go about to achieve this objective, obviously, this would also involve issues related to governance, that is, the issue of zero tolerance towards corruption, enhanced transparency, enhanced accountability, increased citizen centricity, increased citizen participations, ease of governance, which would of course mean minimizing the red tapeism. But at the same time, when some of us who have gone through these amendments would realize that when we actually set out to ensure good governance and maximum governance, or at least dedicate ourselves to this target, let us not forget that there are two aspects of it. One is the increase in citizens' involvement, and the other is the improved performance, efficiency, and delivery by the serving officers and the bureaucrats, because, after all, who are the essential means to achieve this objective? The essential tools are certainly our civil servants, our officers, and therefore these amendments also take care of that part. Stop.